Hello and welcome. Shubhan also joins us right at the nick of time. Shomik, Bharat, Shubhan, myself. Today we are going to talk about three things. Let me outline the three things first. First, obviously, we're going to build up to the WPL final between the Delhi Capitals and the Mumbai Indians, becoming kind of predictable. Yes, it was RCB's year last year, but Mumbai and Delhi have been the two most consistent teams as far as this tournament is concerned. And yes, Gujarat Giants had a good tournament, but Mumbai Indians upped their A game and pushed the bar when it mattered. And it's a Delhi Capitals versus Mumbai Indians final 2.5 hours from now. We've got a couple of clips from that Meg Lanning interview, which went viral yesterday. So we will play that. Plus, we will take comments from all our guests. Delhi versus Mumbai, age-old rivalry in Indian cricket. That's our theme number one. Theme number two, we will do the SWOT for the Lucknow Super Giants today. A good side, twice making the playoffs, once last year coming close, not really getting there because of one bad game. Can the Lucknow Super Giants regroup with Justin Langer heading it, regroup with Zahir Khan as bowling coach, regroup with Rishabh Pant as the captain, Nicholas Puran, Rishabh Pant, Aiden Markram, David Miller, good side there. Though there are problems with injuries as far as the fast bowling department is concerned. And is that a concern for the Lucknow Super Giants? We will ask our guests. Third, we will also briefly touch upon Indian hockey. 50 years today since that 1975 victory when they were presented with scooters and 2,000 rupees cash prize at that point. Now, the value is significantly more. Our colleague Gargi Raut is at the function in New Delhi. She will join us. There she is. Gargi joins us from the hockey function and she will give us an update. There's Gargi joining us from the hockey function, the 50th anniversary celebration of the 1975 win. Shubhan, I'll start with you. Set it up for me. Delhi Capitals versus the Mumbai Indians. Delhi extremely consistent. There is a Bengal angle, a Saurav Ganguly versus a Jhulan Goswami.
Oh, it's two of the best teams in this WPL, no doubt about it. And not only this season, in the history of WPL, in all the three seasons, these two teams have paired above all. Of course, RCB won the title, but the consistency that DC have shown, especially under Meg Lanning, has been tremendous, and it just only puts more credibility on Meg Lanning's captaincy and what she has done for Australia as well. So and even during the start of the WPL, when we previewed the entire tournament, Trisha, Sneashish were there, Rohit was there, I was there. We all were in a unanimous decision that Delhi Capitals are the strongest and the most balanced team in this tournament, and yeah, it is clearly showing with their results and with their performance. For Mumbai Indians, I think they have a trump card in Nat Silver, and she always performs in every crunch situation, wins the matches with both bat and ball, and this season has all been about these two teams carrying their consistency over the last couple of seasons in this tournament as well. So no doubt, two of the best teams in the final, and it's going to be an epic clash today as well. Boriala. Yeah, mute.
Swapnil, if you're at the back end, check the message. Check the message. It's urgent. Check the message. I think there is a problem. It's not on Twitter, the show, for whatever reason. You guys need to check that. You guys need to check that and sort that out. Whoever is doing the back end, please check that and sort that out. I'll come to you, Gargi. Set it up for me. Haley Matthews and Natsivar Brunt, two key performers, absolute key performers for the Mumbai Indians. Delhi will want to say that if we take Natsivar Brunt out and if we take Haley Matthews out of the equation, things can happen. Your thoughts, Gargi?
You know, even if you take a Haley Matthews out, I think DC is a far stronger side in this. You look at their consistency not only throughout the season but also the past two seasons that we have seen. Meg Lanning has been phenomenal in her squad selection. She has been phenomenal in rotating the bowlers. We all know what Meg Lanning can do, but for her to come into India's domestic setup and identify and recognize talent and use them perfectly to their abilities, I think has to be one of the standouts about Meg Lanning's captaincy. Apart from that, Haley Matthews has absolutely stood out with the ball as well. But if you ask me between MI versus DC, I think I have a little bit of a bias, but at the same time, looking at how the team is performing, Jess Jonathan at number 3, you have a solid opening pair as well when it comes to DC. So I think I would say DC are the favorite to win this final.
Bharat, your thoughts?
Yeah.
Bharat?
Not very
DC or
sure.
Mumbai?
I'm not very sure. I completely agree that there is a favorite here because even if you look at the Mumbai Indians lineup, I'm seeing that lineup. They also have someone like, I guess, Emilia Kerr, and she's someone who has the best googly going around. The kind of googly that she has, that kind of fish she has, she's going to get 3-4 wickets in every, at least 2 wickets in every single match. And Hayley Matthews is someone, even when she plays for West Indies, she's here, she's there, she's everywhere. She's basically ubiquitous because I think she's currently the top wicket taker and also must be one of the top run getters going around as well. So she's always there and thereabouts. So Mumbai Indians also have a top squad. In the last game, I was seeing Harmanpreet Kaur scored a lot of runs as a finisher. So yeah, and Shabnim Ismail with her pace. So considering all that, considering the venue that they're going to play, so Mumbai Indians also will, I guess, fancy their chances of coming out on top.
Shomik, your thoughts? Mumbai Indians or Delhi Capitals?
I think Mumbai Indians will edge Delhi Capitals. I mean, this is my assumption based on what I have followed on our platform, because coverage of the WPL on our platform has stood out. I mean, those video shows from Trisha and Snatches, fantastic written pieces, everything. The way we have covered the WPL, I think it is the best in the country. No one can match us. And whatever I have collected through Trisha, through Snatches, and through other the pieces and all, Delhi Capitals sort of has stormed into the finals, where Mumbai Indians are a bit battle hardened, and from that point of view, I think that battle hardened Mumbai Indians can trump Delhi.
So the panel is divided. Shubhayan says Delhi. That's what you said, right? Shubhayan? Delhi.
I said it's evenly, it's 50-50.
Okay, chalo, 50-50. He's not taking a side. Shomik says Mumbai. Gargi says Delhi. Gargi, you said Delhi.
Delhi all the way.
Delhi all the way. Bharat, you said what?
Yeah,
Mumbai.
due to Mumbai, yeah, I just said don't take them lightly because everyone is saying favorites.
No, don't give me.
No, you said Mumbai, Bharat. Come on.
Give me a side.
Okay, Mumbai.
Mumbai. So Shomik Chakraborty and Bharat Ramraj for Mumbai and Gargi Raut for Delhi. Shubhayan is sitting on the fence. I'll push him to give me a side. I am saying Delhi. This is their year. 3 years on the trot. Delhi making the finals. Can
They'll
they
get it this time.
This? Okay, so we'll let's have a clip of what Meg Lanning said. I think it could well be a Jemima Rodriguez night. She's due. She's one of India's best. Leadership ability. Maybe we'll see the guitar come out again tomorrow. Shopdeal, if you are at the back end, can I have that clip? Meg Lanning on Jemima Rodriguez.
And I missed
Yeah,
out.
Jemmy has been
Lanning,
a big part of our team right from the start. She's our vice captain and provides a lot of energy within the group, and obviously knows a lot about cricket. Having even though she's still quite young, she's played a lot internationally and domestically as well. So she's someone who I do talk to, particularly about the local Indian players and what they're going to bring. So she's been a great help for me, and certainly shows some great qualities that will help her moving forward if leadership is something that comes her way.
Meg Lanning, there's an echo. Yeah.
No, it's fine.
Meg Lanning spoke to me extensively about the philosophy behind the Delhi Capitals, about Jemima Rodriguez, and this is what she says. Shopnil, can I also have the clip on the Delhi Capitals, the last 5 years? The one on the Delhi Capitals that you have ready. Please, can you give me that as well from Meg Lanning on DC?
Yeah, I think we've been able to create really good depth within our squad. So we haven't relied on one or two players throughout the season this year. And yeah, I think that's been a real key for us over a long period of time. And it's not easy to get yourself into a final. So that says that we're doing a lot right. And I think this season we have been improving the whole way through the tournament. We've gotten better. So when you get to finals, it's about doing the basics really well and sticking to your strengths for as long as you can, particularly when the pressure comes and it gets a little bit tense. And that's all we're focusing on, really. It's really irrelevant what's happened in the past. Even in these round games now, it doesn't mean anything. What's important is what happens on Saturday night. And we feel very confident that we've got the squad to be able to take it to whoever we come up against, and we know that if we play to our strengths and execute for the most part of the night, then that'll give us a really good chance. So we're excited about the opportunity.
Mute.
Meg Lanning, Australian captain, Delhi captain, setting it up. Can she make it her night? It will be an absolute cracker. Quickly, let me sum this up. I'll go to Shubhan on this. Shubhan, it is also about captaincy. This has been a battle at the international level. Now this is here. Meg Lanning versus Harmanpreet Kaur. That will be another battle within a battle. Set that up for me.
I think if you look at the record, if you look at the accomplishment, there is no battle whatsoever. Meg Lanning is miles clear from Harmanpreet Kaur, although Harman has led India decently well to all her capacity. But Meg Lanning is far superior leader, far superior tactician there, and we all know the records speak for itself. I need not go through the title she has won for Australia all over the years, the number of World Cups she has lifted for Australia. Yes, the Australian team there was superior in the past, but for DC with all the resources she has had, as Gargi also said, with the domestic talent she has had at her perusal, I think she has used them to perfection, and that's why she is the tactician she is. And credit to the DC staff as well. I think the coaching staff has supported her brilliantly with all the inputs that she needed in terms of where to use the domestic players and what kind of speciality they bring to the table, the unknown talents, and yeah, I think and DC as a unit have executed their plans really well. So kudos to them. But in terms of captaincy and the leadership and the accomplishment, I don't think there is any sort of debate between Meg Lanning and Harmanpreet Kaur. I think Meg Lanning is far ahead of Harman. Boriala.
Gargi, your thoughts? Meg Lanning versus Harmanpreet Kaur. I'll give Shomik and Bharat a quick word on this before we move to the men's version.
I completely agree with Shubha. And when it comes to captaincy, look, we have to compare. If we have to compare the two, which is, it wouldn't be fair, but still, if we had to compare them in WPL, Harmanpreet Kaur is the Indian captain. She knows the ins and the outs of domestic cricket. But on the other hand, Meg Lanning, an overseas captain coming in, and, completely, like Shubhayan said, and I pointed out earlier as well, that the way that she has been able to utilize domestic talent has been one of the highlights of the 3 seasons that she has captained Delhi Capitals. And I think that will be one of the most, important things that young players can learn from her. Apart from that, Meg Lanning spoke about Jemima Rodriguez. I'm sure she also has a big part in the way that Meg Lanning is captaining these domestic players. But again, I would give it to Meg Lanning. It has nothing to do with the fact that this is my favorite franchise, but I would still give it to Meg Lanning. This one she won.
And Boriala, I think the way Meg Lanning has led DC in all these years, that is why the question came up in press conference also, whether she would be interested to take up the role of mentorship of the Indian women's cricket team ahead of the T20 World Cup, and that says it all. That says it all. The way she has embraced the local talents and the local culture along with the of course the overseas players that they have.
Shomik and Bharat. Bharat, you go first. Shomik will have the last word on this Meg Lanning versus Harman before I move on. Yeah, Bharat.
Yeah, see, the thing with Harmanpreet Kaur, it always feels as if she's a bit of curious captain. If you want to, I can go back to the T20 World Cup game between India and Australia. On a turning wicket in Sharjah, she used some 10 overs or 8 overs or 10 overs of medium pace. So it made no sense to me. So she's a bit of curious captain, instinct to captain. I think the difference comes down to Meg Lanning having that winning mentality, typical Australian cricketer, right from the time she took over from Jodie Fields, I guess. She's someone who has that winning mentality, and that is what we saw with the Australian team as well. The only thing that can go in Harmanpreet Kaur's favor is with the first WPL that was played, I guess Harmanpreet Kaur's team won that match, so they won the final. So maybe she can tell I have a little bit on Meg Lanning, at least in the WPL, but there is no contest here. Definitely, Meg Lanning is the better skipper. Harmanpreet Kaur is, what can I say, is a bit of curious tactician, I would say.
I was pleased to see Shubhan nod his head. Romit, I'll tell you two things when you come to my show. One, nobody has told you that women need to watch WPL. Okay? Do only men watch the IPL and do women not watch? As far as you are concerned, I respect you as a listener and a viewer. On my show, you come and make one sexist comment, you can leave forever. I don't give a damn about viewers like you. I will not tolerate nonsense, and I'm making that amply clear. If you say move on to IPL, don't watch the show. If you think nobody cares about WPL, women don't care, I don't care what women do, I do. Gargi does, Bharat does, Shomik does, Shubhan does, Trisha and Snehashish diligently have done shows every single day of the WPL. That is what we stand for. You have a problem, there are many other platforms where you can go and enjoy and make such sexist comments. On our platform, I am sorry, this is not going to be tolerated or allowed. I hope I'm loud and clear. Get it right and move on. There's one interesting one. Somebody has said, where is it gone? The final should have been in Bangalore. Why? Shubham Dalmia, Shomik, you can address this. Why should there be the final in Bangalore? Even IPL, Kolkata Knight Riders defending champion. First match is in Calcutta, final is in Calcutta. IPL also has the same rule, the men's version. Why should the women's final not be in Mumbai today? Yeah, you can say that Mumbai are not the defending champions in that sense. But the final being there doesn't really make a difference. If Delhi is as good a team, they will win there as well. That's my thought. But Shomik, should it have been at a neutral venue, given the home and away has not yet been settled there, or you're okay with the format as it is at the moment?
Absolutely okay with the format, and it has to be in Bombay, and it's great that it's at CCI. I mean, I always like CCI a lot more than Wankhede because of the ambience, because of the whole thing. And these days, CCI hardly hosts matches. So from that point of view, hosting so many matches in this WPL, it's perfect. It's great that, and it has to be in Bombay. This is a format that has been followed both in the WPL and IPL. And why shall there be a departure?
Okay, so there you go. We'll set it up. Trisha and I think Shubhayan and Snehashish are doing a Hindi show at 6 p.m. And then we will have another WPL build up at 7 p.m. on our English platforms with Trisha and Snehashish. I will also try and join the post-match. Fingers crossed. May the best team win. But will it be DC's? Will it be DC's year, or will Mumbai take it again? A big match awaiting as far as the Women's Premier League is concerned. I'll finish this segment saying two things. One, for the longest time, when a Gargi Raut was trying to make a career in the women's game, playing first-class cricket, the reference was forever men. Shafali Verma is the Virender Sehwag of the women's game. Jhulan Goswami bowls like Kapil Dev. Jemima Rodriguez is the Shubman Gill equivalent. The reference point was forever men, no more. The WPL is now a brand in its own right. 4,469 crores for the teams, 1,000 crores in broadcast, the fan engagement that Meg Lanning spoke about. Yes, equality is still a distance away, but a start has been made, and the BCCI has now improved it year on year with 4 venues this year. I would want to see home and away. I would want to see more teams added. But the brand has been established, and one has to give credit to the BCCI for doing it in the manner that they have. The WPL is now a brand in its own right, and no one will ask a Shafali Verma to dress like a boy to go and play cricket in India anymore. And that's the takeaway as far as the WPL is concerned. Hope we have a great final. Moving on. Gargi, give me an update as to what is happening with the hockey, the 50 years before I move on to the Lucknow Super Giants analysis. What was happening with the hockey? Because I think that 50-year celebration was a great idea.
Absolutely. So it started with the sort of dance performance. Then it started a bit late, but it started with the dance performance, and then PR Srijesh was called on stage, and he was talking about everything that hockey has given him. And obviously, he was asked that question that everyone asks him about what he talks to the goalpost about. And as always, he said that he loves the goalpost because it doesn't judge, only listens and doesn't talk back. And he loves talking to the goalpost. But I also had to come out pretty early to join the show, so that's all I could see till then. But I think it's a great celebration. Hockey has been making such waves. Sorry, yes.
Is it still on?
Yes.
I would suggest you do this part and you go in, because I would want your article and the report from the show. But I'll tell you why Srijesh talks to the goalpost. Srijesh at one point in time was very temperamental and would unleash a lot of abuse. So he would abuse, and when he started his career, he would play with people who were his age, the Rupinder Pal Singhs of the world. There were many who were Srijesh's age. Srijesh continued when many of these cohorts retired. The next lot of people, whether it is a Nilkanta or a Sagar Prasad or this lot, they are at least 10, 12, 13 years younger than Srijesh. That is when the coach went to him and said, Shri, these people might not be able to understand you. So he realized that if he abused them, they will perhaps not take it in the right spirit and not understand him. So who better to abuse than the goalpost, because the goalpost will not say anything. That's how he started talking to the goalpost and speaking to the goalpost at length. That is PR Srijesh and the goalpost story. But Gargi Rao, thank you very much for joining me. I would await your story from the hockey celebrations, a detailed report as to what transpired in written format and video. And obviously, at the end of WPL, we will all reconvene to see if our predictions went right or wrong. Gargi, thank you very much for joining me. Okay, moving on to the Lucknow Super Giants. Let me start with you, Shubhan. Set it up for me. The team has great bowling depth if you have all of them fit. Without a Mayank Yadav, all of a sudden, Mohsin and Avesh, I'm told, are getting fit. That's what I'm told today by the Lucknow camp, that Mohsin and Avesh will be ready. Shardul is training with the Lucknow team. If Mayank is unfit, Shardul is the replacement. That's what I've been told. So, given this and the bowling strength that they have, it's not a bad side. The batting is excellent. The batting and the finishing has real high, heavy loaded artillery. How do you stand on Lucknow, Shubhan Chakraborty?
Very good team, very balanced team. The batting, as you said, is their USP, is their powerhouse. And I expect Rishabh Pant to bat at the top of the order. It would be great if he opens the batting along with someone, maybe Ayush Badoni or someone, Aiden Markram for that matter. But I expect Rishabh Pant to bat as an opener or at number 3, not below that. If we can do that, utilize the power play, bat long, I think that could be the game changer for Lucknow Super Giants, because following the number 3, the number 4, 5, 6 is packed. Nicholas Pooran, David Miller, you have a Shahbaz Ahmed who can bat in there, you have a Abdul Samad, you have the names itself are pretty scary for any bowler. You have a David Miller. See the Rishabh Pant, David Miller, and Nicholas Pooran. These troika could be the game changer for Lucknow Super Giants. Then you have Shahbaz Ahmed, who is a very utility cricketer, can bat, can float around in the batting unit as per the matchups or the condition of the match. Can bowl left arm spin. He's a proper all rounder, gun fielder there. If you want to back a youngster, then you have two very good youngsters, very promising youngsters in Arshin Kulkarni and Rajvardhan Hangargekar. Two different type of all-rounders, but very capable there. Abdul Samad has a great chance to revive his career, revive his IPL career. after he flopped for SRH in the past seasons. But I think this is a scary team. If you can play in a Matthew Blitzke also, if you can slotting in somewhere, then this is a scary batting unit. And if you look at the bowlers as well, Avesh and Akashdeep and Mohsin Khan, these three, they will depend on these three pacers, main domestic pacers. You have good options in Shamar Joseph, but again, is he ready for the T20 setup? He can swing the ball, he can bowl quick, and maybe he will come in as a better bowler this season around after his experience last season. But the spin department as well, spinners, I think they could have added a couple of more spinners there. Uh, More established spinners, but you will have to depend a lot on Ravi Bishnoi and Shahbaz Ahmed to do the job. And if Markram plays, he can bowl a couple of overs of his off spin. Abdul Samad can bowl a bit of a leg spin. So they are a pretty stacked side. Maybe another specialist spinner could have helped them a bit better, especially when they are playing in Ekana, most of their home matches in a slightly sluggish surface. But this is a very good team, no doubt about it.
Shomik, your thoughts before I go to Bharat on that? I think Shubhan put it quite beautifully when he said the batting. If you take a look, whether it is a Makram, a Rishabh Pant, a David Miller, a Nicholas Puran, and then a Shahbaz Ahmed can kill any total.
Abdul
What
Samad
is
is there as well.
Abdul Samad can come and tonk the ball as well. I mean, when you look at that, a Pant, a Puran, a Miller, a Makram, back to back, I think is excellent. Pronit Dotto's question, take it, Shomik. Miller is on and off. I don't think so. Miller was one of the pivots for the Gujarat Titans when they won
For
the
South
IPL,
Africa
and
as well.
One of the most consistent. Makram overrated. I think he's an excellent cricketer. Shomik, your thoughts on Lucknow Super Giants before I go to Bharat.
I think LSG have a very, very good side to qualify for the playoffs. As far as winning the title, I'm not that sure. In fact, in terms of title winners, I'm hardly seeing anyone beyond KKR. But then again, anything can happen in T20 cricket, but they have a very, very good side to make the playoffs. Number one. Number two is that I totally agree with Shubham that they are a bit thin as far as the spin bowling department is concerned. Maybe one more spinner, that would have been better. And now they have an opportunity to make a course correction. I think they at the auction missed a trick by not picking Shardul. If someone is ruled out, if someone is injured and ruled out, we don't wish that. We never wish injury to anyone. But if someone is eventually ruled out, then that might be a blessing in disguise, with Shardul being a serious value addition, both with his bowling and lower order batting. So they are a very, very strong contenders to qualify for the playoffs.
And I missed the name. They have Manimaran Siddharth, also left arm Tamil Nadu spinner. Is a good defensive option. Got the wicket of Virat Kohli last season, and that was quite a story when Justin
He
Langer.
bowled well
Uh,
in TNPL also. He bowled well in
right,
TNPL also.
right. He's actually a Dinesh Karthik find from TNPL. The DK even brought him in the KKR setup as well when he was the
Yeah.
captain. So Manimaran Siddharth, Ravi Bishnoi, Shahbaz Ahmed. These three will be your primary spinners in that setup.
Markram is there.
Makram is there, yeah. Abdul Samad Makram, they are part-time teams.
And Markram can bowl in power plays also.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ayush Jindal asking what is the update on Shardul. If there is one injury, Shardul slots in. He's training with the team. Shardul is training with the team. He's right up there in their scheme of things. So if Mayank Yadav is eventually ruled out, the decision has to come from the BCCI. It's not the franchise's call to say that, okay, X is ruled out or Y. If there is a decision that Mayank Yadav is ruled out, Shardul Thakur will slot in 1 second. That is what I can tell you, Ayush, is the update on Shardul Thakur. And as Shomik said, superb replacement. If you see the way Shardul has bowled in the Ranji Trophy and batted lower down the order, Shardul Thakur will be a very, very handy replacement for any team. Bharat Ramraj,
Especially at Ekana with his cutters and then the pacey bowls.
Correct. And he will sort of use the pace like that as well. But Bharat Ramraj, Mitchell Marsh only as a batter, do you fancy him? Will you kind of play him as a batter in your 4 foreigners? Because if I think David Miller, yes. Nicholas Puran, yes. Do you want an express fast in Shamar Joseph? Possibly, yes. Then you have an Aiden Markram and a Mitchell Marsh. You can play one. Or do you want to play a Mitchell Marsh, an Aiden Markram, a Nicholas Puran, and a David Miller and pack it with batsmen? What is your take, Bharat Ramraj, as far as Mitchell Marsh is concerned?
Yeah, if he's not going to bowl, then I'm not too sure I would pick someone like Mitchell Marsh, because he's not really made for those tailor made for those kind of conditions where you have to rotate the strike a little more. It's not a track where you can just come in and blaze away, score 40 of 20 balls. So maybe I won't go for him. Maybe if depending on the situation of the game, depending on the conditions, they can even look at someone like. At some point Matthew Britske, if they really want to, because he's someone who looks like a bit like bats a bit like AB de Villiers. It's a lot of shots. I think he's a really good talent. So if they really want just a batsman, then Matthew Britske can come into the equation. Why Mitchell Marsh? Because I think it's more potential than Marsh. I think the two problems that LSG have, I think we have already talked about. One is their injury concerns to their fast bowlers. Someone like Mayank Yadav, I understand he has huge potential, but the kind of vicious snap he has, it starts from a side on. When at the back foot landing, it's more of side on, and then he goes completely front on. That kind of vicious snap, he will always have a lot of injury problems. So yeah, Avesh Khan is another one who is very much injury prone. Mohsin Khan has also been very much injury prone. So I think that is where the problem is. The other one, obviously, we have also talked about the spin department. Yes, someone like Siddharth might come into the equation. Once he bowled Delri at 118 kilometers per hour. That was his arm ball. I think that is his specialty, the arm ball. And he has been coached by my friend AC Pratibhan, is also the coach of Varun Chakravarti. Hopefully, we'll learn a few more tricks, just like Varun Chakravarti has learned. Because in those conditions, he can really be handful, because those tracks are very much on the slower side and help the spinners. So I think these are the two issues for them: the spin department as well as the injury concerns.
Shomik, last round of questions, 5 more minutes on the show. Strengths. My strength for Lucknow Super Giants is obviously the batting department and also the all round options. Quite good. Very, very good. I am taking Rishabh Pant also as an all round option. Wicketkeeper batter can pull a game on his own. Plus, you have reasonably decent, whether it is a Shahbaz Ahmed, whether it is an Abdul Samad. These are good options. Domestic players who are Aiden Markram also among international will bowl a couple of overs extremely handy. So this is a side I am predicting can make the playoffs, has every reason to make the playoffs. Shomik, you take this one before I go to Shubhayan on if this is Rishabh Pant's breakthrough season, and I will close with Bharat Ramraj. Shomik Chakraborty.
Rishabh Pant, this would be his big challenge. This would be his opportunity to make a statement that, now he has been relegated to a one format cricketer, test cricket. That he is not good enough as far as international cricket is concerned. He is not good enough to be in the T20 side, and he is not good enough to be in the playing 11 as far as ODIs are concerned. Now, this is his big opportunity to make a statement. That price tag might be a burden, but once you take the field, I think it's about the bat and the ball, and that goes out of the window. Rishabh, knowing, the way he plays his cricket, he has his limitations in ODI cricket, especially on the offside, especially scoring runs, forcing the pace on the offside. But he is still pretty young, and he will learn. It's every day in the sport, you learn every day. So I expect a, I expect a response from Rishabh Pant. And talking about, all on the field strength, I think they have almost all the bases covered. But for a franchise, for a team, it's very important to have a very good owner. I think the big strength for LSG is their owner Sanjeev Goenka. He is a winner. We see that with Mohan Bagan Super Giant also. He doesn't like to lose, and I hope we'll see that with LSG also.
See, Sanjeev, with what happened last year, will want to make amends, is what I will say, Shubhan, because he will clearly want to make that point. And Shomik is right. In football, they have had unprecedented success. What happened last year? Obviously, none of them, whether it is a player, whether it is an owner, would want to do that. Clearly, from his standpoint, also, he will want to make sure that this time round Lucknow stands up. And he's invested in Pant 27 crores, broke his bank. I'm pretty sure he will invest in Rishabh intellectually as well, give him the freedom. A Justin Langer, a Zahir Khan, and a Rishabh Pant for me is an excellent think tank. Shubhan Chakraborty, thoughts on Rishabh Pant and where Lucknow can finish?
I think so. I mean, as you rightly said, the addition of Zahir Khan also will bring that champion mentality into the setup. From he has worked for Mumbai Indians, has known that setup, the winning mentality, and I think if he can bring Gautam Gambhir to an extent for a couple of seasons, tried to bring in, and it was a relatively newer side. They had just come into the IPL, but still went on to qualify for the playoffs. Last season was still an aberration, I would say, with all those headlines and antics. Being taking the center stage. But they I think they have won the IPL auction by adding the likes of David Miller and Rishabh Pant to the Nicholas Puran factor in the middle order. And the factor which Shomika said about Rishabh Pant, that he has issues when the field is spread, he has issues of rotating strike or clearing the field on the offside. I think that's why I mentioned that it would be best for LSG and for Rishabh Pant if he opens and utilizes the power play. I think if he can do that, then that would be great for his career as well. For T20I setup also, if you look at the current batter, who is the wicketkeeper in the T20I setup, that is Sanju Samson, and he's opening the bat. So clearly you can compete with Sanju Samson if you decide to open the bat. For Rishabh's interest also, it would be great, and for LSG also, if he can open alongside an Aiden Markram, for an example, or you can bring in a Matthew Britske also, or a Mitchell Marsh, then that's a very power packed. At number 3, you can play an Ayush Badoni, followed by the power pack trio of Nicholas Puran, David Miller, Shahbaz Ahmed, Abdul Samad. It's a decent unit to have. And we were talking about the pace bowling and the injury concerns they have with Avesh Khan and Akashdeep. They have Mohsin Khan, they have Prince Yadav, who did not make the cut in the playing 11 last time around, but I have heard good things about Prince Yadav as well. So you never know, like Mayank Yadav is express quick. So you never know, like Mayank Yadav, someone unknown. It's an opportunity for the unknown players also. There's Akash Singh also, who was a left-arm pacer for Rajasthan Royals. Again, injury concerns, but have a very sharp in swinger for right-handers with pace. So Akash Singh can also make a mark in case there's injury in that. So I think LSG are well stacked. They have the depth also. They have players who can come in from the bench and replace the playing 11 players easily. But I would say, they will have to execute their plans very well. I'm not too fond of that Ekana Stadium, given the pitch and the dimensions of that could hamper their power pack. The middle order troika which we are talking about, that could hamper their plans and execution there. But if they execute well, then definitely playoffs. If not, then I think they will be around 5 and 6.
Okay, Bharat Ramraj, you have the last word. Yes, a lot of people. Tarun, I agree. I mean, Aiden Makram, Ayush Badoni, they've got these bits and pieces options as well. I mean, they can come in and be very handy, bowl a couple of
Right.
overs here there. So they are ready. They are ready. I mean, Lucknow Super Giants is certainly a team I am predicting will make the playoffs. Bharat Ramraj, last words.
Yeah, I guess I will continue the same point. Considering the conditions and looking at the lineup, perhaps something is missing because on those pitches, sometimes it gets very slow as the tournament progresses, and it could become difficult for some of their power hitters to come in and go hit from the word go. So that could go against them. Obviously, injury concerns could go against them. That is something that is surprising that despite having Zahir Khan, they selected 3 or 4 pace bowlers. They've gone with 3, 4, 5 pace bowlers who all have a history of injuries. With great respect to even Mayank Yadav, with great respect to Avesh Khan and all, they all have injury problems over the last couple of years. So And obviously the spin department is also, I guess there are some issues there. I only see Bishnoi as someone who can come in as what can is an established player in that particular lineup, though Siddharth has some potential. So yeah, I guess they have some weaknesses, so I'm not very sure they will go all the way and hoist the trophy. But yeah, if they execute their plans, if they get it right, then I think they might get into the playoffs. But I guess they have to do some change to those conditions at their home ground if they keep picking some power-packed batters.
I think
So
their
we
playoff dreams will depend on the injuries of the player.
Yeah, and interestingly, all yesterday nobody said playoffs. Today everybody is saying playoffs. Okay, so clearly there is something going for Lucknow. Shubhan said the same. Bharat said the same.
4 or 5. My prediction is either 4th or 5th. It will be
Okay,
a close one for
playoffs,
LSG.
I am saying playoffs. Bharat said playoffs or right there. Shomik, are you saying
Yeah.
playoffs? Yes, no.
Yes, 100%
Playoffs.
playoffs.
So that's the kind of Shomik. 30 seconds. Yes, quickly. I have to close the show.
No. With your permission, I will take a bit of detour. I mean, see, before cricket became the go-to sport in India after the 1983 World Cup, hockey was the number one sport in India. And as we celebrate Ashok Kumar scoring that winning goal in the final, and as we celebrate the golden jubilee, so we tip our hat to that immortal 11.
100%. And you know how the goal happened? 18th minute, Saeed scored for Pakistan, and then an intense period of play happened. If you see the video, finally in the 44th minute, Surjit Singh equalized with the penalty corner, and thereafter it is expected that the man would do the job. It was Harcharan Singh, the star of that side, who built that attack, gave it to Phillips in the right flank. Phillips centered it, got it into the D, and that's where Ashok Kumar 15-yard strike goal. Pakistan protested, nothing happened. Nothing happened, and the rest was history. For the first time, Mardeka Stadium, 50,000 people, first time in Asia, India world champions. 71, Pakistan 73. India lost against the Dutch in penalty strokes. And finally in 75, Ajit Pal Singh's team winning that World Cup. 3,000 rupees for railways players, scooters from the UP government, and 2,000 rupees was what originally was presented. So Shubhan, if you played hockey then, in your earlier birth, you would have got a scooter. That's what it is. I hope, honestly, I hope these players will need much more money now. So this is an opportunity. Give it to them. They won the World Cup. Give them whatever you can now. And I'm pleased that Dilip Tirki, Bholanath Singh, and Hockey India are doing it today in Delhi. Every player of that team deserves it. And please watch our platform for all of the hockey content. Extremely delighted that we were able to put it together. Thank you very much, folks, for watching. Bharat Ramraj, Shubhan Chakraborty, Shomik Chakraborty, and Gargi Raut, who joined me, is covering the hockey at the moment, the function in Delhi. To everyone making comments and their points here, thanks a lot. Thank you very much for watching.